Hi, I'm Terry with Pets in Motion LLC. Today we're going to show you how to take a cast for a stifle brace. First thing out of your cast kit, you take the brown paper, you put it under your pet's foot. That'll keep the plaster off of your floor. I'm going to send you two different sizes of stockinette. You'll determine which one goes on the dog by the size of your dog. Roll it down. Pull it up the dog's leg. We want to get this up as high as we can. Now with some of you folks with real furry dogs, you may want to trim that fur. You're going to want to not cast the hair if you can possibly get away from that. You want that stockinette fairly tight on there. And we have to be down below the hock, which is this area right here. I'm going to have my assistant hold the stockinette and the cutoff tube. The cutoff tube needs to extend all the way down the outside of the leg. What you'll have to supply is a bucket of lukewarm water. This is fast setting plaster. It sets in 3 to 5 minutes. A little bit quicker in warm water. Thoroughly soak it. Wring the water out of it. Find the end. What I like to do, I like to start down just below the hock. My assistant's holding the tube and the stockinette up. You're going to want to wrap this fairly snug. And you want 2 to 3 layers of plaster at least. We're going to run this tube up the leg, and we're just going to keep circling the plaster around. Keeping that tube in a straight line. As you're coming up around the thigh, you don't want to put a lot of pressure on because you'll get what they refer to as roping. We don't want that. We're going to do 3 nice rolls all the way around the top. Just like this. And we're going to work our way back down, overlapping the plaster. Now if you have a smaller dog, obviously you're not going to be using quite as much plaster, so you can take a sharp scissors, cut it off if you'd like to. Sammy here, she's kind of a taller girl, so we're going to use this whole roll. All the way down. Okay, we're done with the plaster. Now I'm going to work all this plaster in. Rub it in all good. So what we want to do is we want to define where this cutoff tube is. You can run your fingers along that. So we're going to want to cut off right on top of that so we're not cutting into the pet. And also, back on this Achilles tendon, I like to really define this area. So I can feel the plaster starting to stiffen up. I'm going to now position her leg so that it's in line with her other leg. Continue working the plaster. I'm going to hold it here while it sets up. It's already starting to get hard. Keep massaging this Achilles area. This is where our support on the brace will be. So we want that nicely defined. So then with this cutoff tool, all you do is extend it out about 1/8 of an inch. You're going to cut right along the top of that defined tube. And it might take a couple of slices to get through. If it's not cutting well, let that plaster set up a little bit longer. Make sure you stay on top of that tube so you don't cut your dog's leg. And when it's all cut, you'll be able to see that the tube will come out. So we're cut all the way through. What I like to do is I have a scissors on hand. I'll cut this stockinette off. That's right down where that tube was. I'm going to open that brace up, comes right off. You can leave the stockinette in if you'd like, or you can pull the stockinette out. And then I would like to see the cast watch back together like this. You can set that down and let that dry for about 15 minutes. It'll get nice and hard. And this is how I want you to send it back to me. Thank you very much.